Here I am, just finished my Vipassana course up here at Blackheath, in the Blue Mountains, outskirts of Sydney. You can see my stained glass mirror in the background. Open the curtains for it. It's about day 5, just to make it a little bit prettier. I've got the ground level down here all by myself, but you can see it's quite comfortable. Got a shower, toilets and everything there, but having just finished this course, there's a lot that's going through my head at this stage, but it's amazing experience that I'll obviously remember for the rest of my life. There's that goal. You hear that throughout the day at different times for food, to go to the hall to meditate. I just want to get onto the meditating part. I've never meditated before, so I'd never experienced anything like this before in my life. Never thought I would, and it's really opened my eyes to a different sort of way of living and different way to test your mind. As I said, I having never meditated before, I was very reluctant, but I'd heard a couple of people that had done it, and so I was a little bit interested in seeing how this might help. I do suffer from depression and anxiety, and a lot of things related to that. I guess chemical reactions in your body. So I think that this is a very useful tool to be able to identify certain things and obviously combat these things. It's very helpful to find out how resilient your brain can be as well. They purposely, just to give you an idea on what sort of course, they don't give you much, and to come in blind, having not done anything like this before, it's very overwhelming at times. And I'll tell you, everyone wants to leave at certain periods throughout the course. I certainly did the first day. I walked in and sat down, and I'm sitting there going, help, get me out of here, and had no idea, and I'm going, what the hell have I signed up for? But and then when he starts, the teacher, Goenki, so I think it's Goenki, starts chanting, and you go, oh my goodness, what is this place? What are these people doing? And he certainly sounded like me drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning at certain stages through my life. And that's the other thing too, that I've had a lot of problems with alcohol, and at times drugs as well, certain drugs, but I sort of eliminated all those cravings and all those things before I came here, which is of great benefit, and was probably at a pretty good fitness level too coming in, which obviously helps. I don't know what I would have done if I had all these other cravings associated with my lifestyle or whatever. But to get on to a little bit more about the meditation. As I said, everyone wants to leave, but it's important to stick it out. And for me, I made that decision after day 1. I said, oh, look, I'm going to see this through to the end, no matter what happens. No matter what pain or everything you go through, you really do need to stick it through. And look, it can be testing it, but it's up to your own limitations too as to how far you can push yourself. There's certainly no policing, and they don't hit you with a stick or whatever if you don't sit straight and all this sort of stuff. It's not like that. So you have times where you can rest, and you can do as much or as little as you want. So please, for anyone out there that's a bit concerned about that aspect and thinking, oh, I've got to meditate for 10 hours a day, it's not realistic. It'd be great if you could, but I can tell you, very few people would have done that. And I certainly did it. But what I did make sure I did was do the main sittings and completely be still for those sittings, and I find that that's really important to push those limits and those boundaries, and see how far and deep your mind can go. And look, your mind will scream out for certain things at certain times, but as long as you can push it through. And one sort of technique that I use that once again, I'm a little bit hesitant to talk about any of the techniques, because you want to come up with something yourself, even the way you're sitting and all this sort of stuff. But day 2 for me was working out the position and the posture that I was going to sit through the rest of the course. I found that sitting was just, I've always had bad posture, so I found that sitting was not good for my back, and there was no way I could sustain that level of concentration throughout the whole course doing that. So I used, I think it's called a sizer seat, stool. So you sit on your knees, and basically you got cushions and everything to help sort of stabilise and position yourself in the right manner. So I juggle between these two, throughout the Tuesday, or not Tuesday, day 2, and decided that I was going to go with the stool. And it was once again reluctant, because when I was sitting down, I was able to give myself relief by stretching out, throughout the hard sittings, and I thought, well, no, okay, if I do the stool, then I'm totally committed as well. So you're pretty much locked in that position and without any much relief. So I decided that I'm going to really push it and test those boundaries, and so I stuck with that from late in day 2 and then through to the Wednesday. I said, okay, that's it for those 3 sessions. I'm going to commit and sit still, because I know, I think someone might have told me before the course, someone had been coming here for 20 years, 20 times, 20 plus times, but he sort of said that everyone's still by day 5 or something like that. So I figured, well, okay, that, you're going to have to sit for those hours completely still. So I made a concerted effort to sit still on the Wednesday, or on the day 3, sorry. So I made a concerted effort to sit still from day 3 onwards, which I managed to do, and some achievement that I'm pretty proud of. And then, without the ego getting involved, I did speak to a lot of the other guides, which weren't able to manage that. But, as I said, everyone has their own journey, and I had a couple of people ask me how I did it, and I really had to think, and they give you the tools to do it, and basically you look at pain in a different way, and it's just a passing feeling, and you just don't want to get attached to any of these emotions, whether it's pain or anything, which is pretty insightful. But one way I did deal with it was I made it like a boxing match to start with. So 3 rounds a day, 3 big rounds a day, and so I made sure the first one, okay, I'm winning round 1, round 2, round 3, and then the next day, and then I made it into like a boxing match. So by round 15, I knew I'd won the fight, and lucky for me that it was quite convincing. But look, you do go through serious troughs and plateaus throughout the journey, and there's a lot to be taken away from it, and a lot that I'm going to take away from it, in the coming days, weeks, months, whatever. It's something that I can only see benefiting your mind, and making you resilient. But that's it for now. I'll take you to a few little spots that I used to hang out and chill, and then I might discuss it a little bit further.